Hi, hello, welcome to my channel, The Tamilian Speaking. The last post, we saw about the first two Thamizh Sangams. Although in this post we'll deal with the third Thamizh Sangam, as this is going to be the last post regarding the Sangams, let us summarize the history of the Thamizh Sangams. The Thamizh Sangams, what is the speciality of the Thamizh Sangams? To my limited knowledge, I can vouch for one thing, that there may not be any other language in which the rulers evince so much of an interest as to create a separate body, separate permanent body for their language. The credit for improving or giving stellar literature to the Tamil language should go to the Pandya kings. The Pandya kings, as I have already mentioned, were the oldest of the Tamil kings. The Pandya kings took great interest in the welfare and the development of the Tamil language. Although in other languages which coexisted with the Tamil language in other parts of the world, great literatures were made, but the volume and the quantity of the literature that is found during the Sangam age, that is especially the third Sangam age, was very high. It was because the Pandya kings themselves were the patrons of the literature. In other words, the Pandyan kings saw to it that the Tamil language flourished. Now, what is the specialty of the Sangam period and the Sangam literature? Although the literary works of the first two Sangams have not survived, the literary works that have survived, that are available of the last Sangam, throw enough light on the life and the culture of the Tamils during that period. What does it show to the world? One thing it shows to the world is the high literacy among the Tamil people. Even ordinary people were able to read and write in their language, I would say, which at that time was very advanced for any society. Because in all the societies, education was always considered as a haven only of the chosen or the elite few. But in the Tamil society, right from the top to the bottom, education was prevalent among all the people. Not only that, another important aspect, I would say the most important aspect of the Tamil Sangam, during this period there were women poetesses. As you know, in the Tamil society, I have already told you that the poets occupy the highest position. Therefore, if a woman has to become a poetess in the society, she should have held a very high position. Other than warfare, in all the aspects, women of the Tamil society walked shoulder to shoulder with the men. And after kingship, it was being a poet that was considered the highest position a man or woman can attain in the society. That position was given to women also. This clearly shows that there was some amount of equality between men and women which did not exist in any, I would say, in any other society which was contemporaneous to the Sangam Tamil society. How it all changed in future, that is for another topics in which we will discuss in detail. I have already told you that in my opinion, Agathiyam could not have been written, or there could not even have been a book like Agathiyam. And I also told you that Tolgapiyam doesn't belong to the second Sangam. Tolgapiyam should have been written either during the early periods of the third Sangam or even later. And the historians, as far as the historical aspect of the Sangams is concerned, many historians agree that the Sangams would have existed, but they do not agree with the period timeline which is given for the Sangam period. As for myself, I think the Sangam should have existed around from 5000 or 6000 BC to 200 or 300 AD. How I am going to support these contentions, that I will deal with in a later video. Having a literature that is rich for nearly 6000 years speaks volumes about the Tamil language. Now, here is a language in which even during the last Sangam, the great poet Kanyan Pungundranar said, Yadum Ure Yavurum Kelir. That means every place is my place and everybody in this world is my relative or friend. Now, this was an idea which was beyond, or which was not even contemplated during the era in which it was sung. Now we are talking about the universal citizen or denizens, but this idea was first formulated by a great Tamil poet during the Sangam period. That is how great the idea of free flow of idea was during the Sangam period. During the Sangam period, the poets were allowed to venture deep into various aspects of life. Even discussion about love between a man and woman and the rules regarding love was not apocrypha or an unacceptable subject to the Tamil people. Agananuru deals about the same. Agam means something that happens inside, that is, happens inside the home. So those aspects were also dealt with. And the Sangam literature is wide encompassing and covers almost all the aspects of life, right from divinity to the livelihood of the people, the culture and the history of the people, the kings and everything. In other words, Tamil literature all during the Sangam period encompassed, I would say, all the aspects of life of the Tamil people and its culture. That's how rich the Tamil Sangam periods were. Now, the most important aspect to be noted was these literatures mostly were written before other influences started taking roots in the Tamil culture and the Tamil language. And since Irena Agapurul mentions about all those things, the book Irena Agapurul should have been written after the three Sangams. Now, the three Sangams also lay clear one thing, that the Tamils at that time were free-spirited, were open-minded, and were recipient of good ideas and accepted them and also gave to the world their own ideas. In other words, they were an open-minded society. But can we say about the present society in the same way? That is for you people to answer. Now, coming to the last Sangam. The last Sangam was held at Madurai. Irana Agapurul says it lasted 1850 years. Therefore, according to it, the period for the last Sangam or the third Sangam should be BC 1500 to AD 350. Therefore, Irana Agapurul should have been written after that. It's also said that during this period, there were 49 Pandya kings who reigned over Madurai, and therefore they were the patrons of the Tamil Sangam. There were 449 poets who took part in the third Tamil Sangam. The most notable literatures of the Tamil Sangam are the great literatures, the Ettu Togai, Pattu Pattu and Padanan Keelkanak books. The Ettu Togai, that means 8, Ettu means 8 and Pattu means 10. That 10 plus 8 is equal to 18. This Pattu Pattu Ettu Togai is also called as Padanan Mel Kanakku Nolgal. This literature deal with almost all the aspects of life and culture of the Tamil people. Tirukkural was also written during this period, and I am inclined to believe that since the Sangam was convened at Madurai and Tamil Nadu or Tamilagam at that time stretched at least up to the Vindhyas, literature might have been or literature should have been written in the regions outside Madurai also, and Tamil should have had literature outside this Sangam literature also. Now, the last Sangam, the first king was, as I already told, the last king of the second Sangam was the first king of the third Sangam. His name was Mudatharumaran, and the last king was Ukra Peruvalidi. This is the history of the rich Tamil Sangams, and the Tamil Sangam laid the foundation for the growth of the great language Tamil and its people. Let us meet again in another post. Thank you.